Galnet News Digest, 30th of November 3307. We read the news so you don't have to.
In this week's news, Act closes in on Theta 7.
The Drifting Dredger.
Thargoids make headway as Tanner arrested.
Cat steals robots. And other stories.
Despite attempts to bribe pilots to assist their cause, the NMLA has lost the battle for supremacy in Madrid. The Epsilon Phonasis Empire Group has an unassailable military stranglehold on the system, thanks largely to those who fought alongside them to prevent the bomb maker Theta 7 from escaping the Thargoid megaship Sacrosanct and rejoining the Neo-Marlinists aboard the hijacked Steel Majesty. Together, they could have instigated another bombing campaign, targeting starports in their bid to overthrow the Imperial Duval dynasty and recreate the original republic of the murdered Marlin Duval. Separately, they are vulnerable to detention by the Imperial faction. Can they escape in their megaships? If they try, they're likely to be tracked down in hours. Can they threaten their hostages? The Epsilon Phonasis Empire Group has already made it clear that it will not allow itself to be prevented from eliminating Theta 7 just because of a few hundred hostages. But it seems likely that the arrests will be attempted on Thursday. Will this finally put an end to the NMLA?
Repairs are nearing completion on the Scrivener's Clan Dredger, as it prepares to jump away from the Orion University megaship Scientia Aeterna, which has held it detained for more than 6 weeks following an ownership claim. There was a huge turnout of pilots wanting to both contribute to the Scrivener's knowledge core and to repair the dredger. Orion University has given up its claim to the dredger and has also admitted that it cannot persuade the Scriveners to allow Orion University staff on board to participate in the scientific research of the clan. The dredger and its precious information are soon likely to jump away into obscurity. There have been reports that the Scientia Aeterna has been manoeuvring closer to the dredger, perhaps to mass lock it. The two ships certainly seem very close when viewed from the bar, but there seems little concern from those on board the Orion University ship about the imminent departure of the ship they were sent to reclaim. "17 systems are suffering Thargoid incursions, according to Thyroid Watch, and most of those systems still have a massive presence. The Thargoid presence in systems invaded in the 5 weeks since Salvation used his secret weapon to clear Thargoids out of Cornsar appears to be far harder to shift than previously. Work is underway to clear Pleiades Sector PD-S B4-0 of Thargoids, and it seems feasible that it can be achieved this week. However, if 2 or 3 more systems are attacked on Thursday, we will still be losing ground to the Thargoid invasion. Admiral Tanner, who believes that Salvation provoked the Thargoids into this far more stubborn and hard-to-shift invasion by the use of his super weapon, is to stand trial for mutiny after he unilaterally attacked Taurus Mining Ventures in T-Tauri in a failed bid to find out more about Salvation. If convicted, he is likely to remain in prison for the rest of his life. The consequences for Aegis and Salvation could hardly be more significant. With Tanner out of the way, and the Bauman report likely to castigate Aegis's poor management, Aegis will be a spent force. And Salvation, and his secret weapon, will have become the only option for repelling the Thargoid invasion. Within the last 24 hours, the Federal Congress has been considering whether to remove funding from Aegis entirely, instead using the funds to support the development of Salvation's super weapon. And military support for Salvation may be provided by both Imperial and Alliance navies. This is all despite neither the Federation, Empire or Alliance having any idea who Salvation actually is. Meanwhile, the defunded and partially suspended Aegis continues to do its job as best it can by providing the repair and rearm megaships in systems that have been invaded by Thargoids. The kleptomaniac villain known as the Winking Cat has struck several times since the theft of a ceremonial playing card from
the Joker's Deck Gambling Club. In addition to an enormous portrait of one of the ancient Duval emperors, they've stolen a state-of-the-art security robot. Quite what they're planning remains mysterious, but they're causing bafflement and entertainment in equal measures.
In other news, gatekeeper megaships have been established to ensure that permits for permit-lock systems can still be obtained, even if the issuing faction is only otherwise present in the permit-lock system. And the Colonia Bridge Initiative will be establishing a number of starports along the route to Colonia starting in early January, and will be offering double-engineered frameshift rides again to participants.
With the revelation that 4 crew multi-crew ships get 9 energy pips to play with, commanders are looking forward to the day when there are 7 crew ships, perhaps the Panther Clipper. That'll mean 12 pips and an end to pip management. The Alliance Crusader, Anaconda, Beluga, Federal Corvette, Imperial Cutter, Type 9 and Type 10 ships all support a crew of 4.
Finally, enterprising commanders have discovered a way to get a commander into space without a ship, and apparently not subject to the gravity of the planet below. The trick is to find a low-gravity world with active geysers and to jump into one of these to get flung several hundred metres into the sky. Once at the top of the arc, turning off the suit computer and then logging back into it again makes the galaxy somehow forget there's a moon with a gravitational pull not very far away, and the commander is then able to use their jetpack to fly around, land on passing spacecraft using their mag boots, and otherwise fritter away some time in a novel and interesting way. It's pointless, but for the commander who's tried everything else, why not bring along 21 friends and an umpire and play a game of zero-G cricket?
And that's this week's Galnet News. Galnet News, we read the news so you don't have to.